in this state. Well, so what? Surely most people with reason to come here were at least this deprived of sleep and nutrition and especially luxuries. Like hope. Welcome. Shall we? She stepped aside and gestured for him to come in. He hesitated. At this angle she blocked his view of the sign. Not that he could forget where he was, but he appreciated the symbolism being dialed down. With a shrug, he stepped through. Kelly's office was large and warmly lit, the walls themselves seeming to glow. Her desk was tidy but not clinical, cozy but not in a grandmotherly way. A contemporary quilt hung on the wall. Simple patterns, subdued hues. French doors opened to a sitting area that bore more semblance to a living room than a waiting room, though it was clearly arranged for families needing a private word. On the far side of the suite, a pocket door stood open to a nook containing a daybed and rolls of yoga mats. He turned to find Kelly beaming behind her violet cat-eye glasses. Clearly, this was when visitors remarked on how lovely the space was, how positively full service. He flopped into a leather armchair opposite the desk before he could lose his nerve. Full service wasn't what he was looking for. Coffee? She asked. Then again, maybe it was. He offered a sheepish smile. Please, black is fine. Kelly chose a gray-blue mug from the corner kitchenette and filled it from the carafe, which smelled fresh even mid-afternoon. He accepted it wordlessly as she slid behind her desk. So, she said. She folded her hands and inhaled slowly, making a point, or a show, of centering her attention on him. What can you tell me about the situation you're facing? Mason gestured toward the business cards arranged in a glazed clay dish. She'd named this place like a promise. Parting your way. Isn't everyone here kind of facing the same one? She exhaled, nodding calmly. Yes and no. I've yet to encounter two that feel the same. There was that expectant look again. He took a long sip of the coffee, though it was piping hot, to keep from rolling his eyes. I was thinking more of timeline, prognosis, she elaborated. The immediate needs that bring you in. Whose behalf are you here for today? Now there was a question. Everyone's, he wanted to say. I guess I looked at this consult as more informational. I don't want to waste your time with my story if I'm not... He cleared his throat. Can we start with an overview? What exactly you do here? No one is ever wasting my time with their story, but certainly. She leaned back into her seat. Would hospice be involved from the start? No, not... He cleared his throat again. No. She nodded, pushing her eyeglasses higher onto her nose. We can work collaboratively with them, of course, if and when the time comes. But for starters, then, my role would be as the client's advocate and your family's support, as together you put a plan in place for a peaceful end-of-life transition. Families often come here overwhelmed with shock, sadness, fear, all of the above. My first step is to help stabilize that whirlwind of emotion. How exactly? He held the mug to his chin, hiding behind the steam. We doulas operate on the philosophy that there are 5 general aspects to achieving peace of mind as end-of-life nears. 1, the physical, beginning with a plan for where the client would like to be cared for and what would make that possible, all the way through to their bodily wishes for after they're gone. The caveats here are that we do not provide medical care. Legally, we can't administer medication or anything of that nature, and we do not take the place of licensed funeral directors in any